Hello YouTubers, and today I'm going to be reviewing the 4th Doctor Collector's Set from B&M for 2017. So let's take a look at the packaging. So it's the nice lovely open window box which displays the figures really nicely. You can see the 4th Doctor, Leela, and finally a classic K9 or K9 Mark 1 as it puts it on the box. You can see pretty much just prototypes of the figures. Interestingly, the prototype image, the image of the 4th Doctor on the back is actually of the original release, because there are a few differences with this one, and I'll go on to them in a minute. But anyway, let's get the figures out of the box and take a proper look at them. So let's start this off with the 4th Doctor, since this is the 4th Doctor Collector Set. So basically, this is a nearly identical version to the original release. However, there are a couple of tweaks to it. So, for example, the waistcoat is new. It's got a new paint job, and I'm actually going to compare it directly to the original right now. So, if I just lift the scarf up on the original. So you can see on the original one here, we've got grey lines going across it. And we've also got the kind of checkered pattern. However, it's slightly different on the new one. This time we do have some grey lines going across, but they're nowhere near as dark or as thick. And instead, this time, the orange lines that are going across on this one are much darker and also thicker on this one. Now, to be honest, which one is more accurate? To be honest, neither one is particularly more accurate than the other. I think this one may be slightly more accurate, just due to the fact that the lines shouldn't be as thick. To be honest, neither of them should be as thick and as dark as they are on both of them. So I think sort of like a hybrid between having them both slightly a bit duller than they are. And also the coat, if we just take a look at the back of the coats, this is the original release, which has an almost purple sort of look to it. So if you shine it in a light, then you can see it almost shines in a sort of wine-coloured purple colour. However, this one hasn't been painted in that colour. It's been painted in a more solid brown colour. And actually, I believe it's the brown that's the 4th Doctor in the big duffel coat that came with the Sontaran Experiment set, and also the Genesis of the Daleks set came with as well. I don't know, it could be the same colour, just done in a more matte finish, though. When you look at them side by side, I mean, it's hard to tell on camera, but this one definitely has a more wine-coloured colour to it, whereas this one's more of a just a standard brown colour. Other than that, if we take a look at the faces on these figures, and just so you know, I have swapped the scarf on this one just because on the original release, yes, just like the original release, the back of the scarf isn't painted. So that's why I swapped it for this one, just because I couldn't stand it for much longer. Also, the cravats are different as well. This one's more of an orangey one, and this one's more of the peach one that came with the grey coated 4th Doctor from the 11 Doctors box set, and also the Seeds of Death set. So yeah, that's different as well. And, interestingly, I don't know if it's on all of them, but on my one, there's a slop of grey all over his left side next to his lapel, and it's not on the right. I don't know why that is there. Bit weird. I don't know if it's on all of them or not, but there you go. Anyway, let's take a look at the heads. Now, in original pictures that showed up on the internet about this set, the 4th Doctor's head was very orangey, and this isn't actually the original hair, I just realised. But you know, it doesn't look not nearly as bad as original thought. In fact, it doesn't really look orangey at all. It looks kind of like Sandhead head. Actually, the only thing to worth note is his eyebrows are slightly higher up than usual. And personally, I think they're probably slightly too high up. And they're also thick and black as well, which is a bit weird. Tom Baker's eyebrows are actually really fair, and they're not thick and black like this one. However, you can't really do that on the figure, otherwise you'd have him without any eyebrows, so it's understandable why. Thankfully, they have painted the hat in the correct brown colour to match the earlier sculpt. And the scarf, despite its length being far too long, is the correct sculpt, correct colours, so to match the shorter scarf. However, you know, during his time with Leela, the Fourth Doctor didn't actually wrap his scarf around his neck. It was just like on a loop, didn't go around here. But that would mean another sculpt for this scarf. In terms of detail on the coat, you can see all the creases and all the pockets, as well as the lapels. Now, is the head removable? Most likely. The head on the original release of this figure was removable, and the reason for this is because it uses the Tom Baker body, which was on the original release with the red jacketed Fourth Doctor figure. So I assume the head is removable. I'm not going to remove it here, just because this one particularly is a little bit of a nightmare to put on and off. Because of the collar and the scarf, and actually there is a sculpted collar that sticks up, that is underneath the scarf. And also, the shoes are a bit lighter. They're a matte finish this time, but they do seem lighter compared to the original again. You can see here these are a darker brown, whereas these are a lighter brown, almost grey. And the trousers are the standard Fourth Doctor trousers. Though overall, I really do like this figure. It was recently actually re-released in America, but I'm glad the UK got this figure again, because being this figure, unlike a lot of Fourth Doctor figures, was only released once before in the UK, so it's nice to see it finally be re-released. Turning to the articulation of this figure, well, the collar and the scarf hinder the head articulation. The arms can do a 360 and swivel through 360, bend at the elbow, 360 wrists, and actually, so far I've noticed his joints are a lot better than they were on the Monsters set. His legs can go out to the side, but not too far, because the waistcoat and the actual coat itself hinders this. They can swivel through 360 and bend at the knee. So actually, his joints, compared to some of the B&M sets, are a lot better. They're not ridiculously stiff, and they're also not ridiculously loose. I don't particularly mind if they're ridiculously stiff. It's when they're ridiculously loose it's when the problem is. But this one doesn't seem to have that. This one seems to have a nice balance, actually, between the two. And turning to accessories, he comes with his sonic screwdriver. I'm not going to bother taking this out of the box. If you'd like more detailed look, literally look at any other review, just because as soon as you take these things out of the box, they're liable to go missing forever, just because of how small they are. But overall, a really, really good figure. And if you didn't pick up the original release of this from Forbidden Planet way back in 2009, then this is an excellent opportunity. Though saying that, this Fourth Doctor was around for quite a while, actually. I think Forbidden Planet kept selling him until he was reduced to $6.99 back in the day. So, but it has been a good few years since it's been released, and also, yeah, it's still got all the detail with the buttons under the scarf and that. And if you do have a solemn-headed Fourth Doctor, whether that's with or without the hat. You will be able to do this because it is the same body that they use for all apart from the season 18 and Regeneration Fourth Doctor figures. They all use the same body for that. Alright, so finally, here he is, the classic K9. And we've waited a long time for character to actually go back and give it a repaint, and it took a B&M box set in order for them to actually go back and do this. So it's really nice. He's been painted in a metallic grey colour, which is correct, and actually they've painted the screen on the side white. To be honest, the screen, yeah, I'm fine with it being white. To be honest, it's pretty hard to tell what colour it is because depending on the lighting, it appears to be different colours. But the screen on the side has been coloured white, and actually, if I get the running press K9, they actually painted it black on there. So pretty much, either can be correct. Oop. But as you can just tell with the running press K9, he's more of a blue colour, but however, this one, the marker one, is a more accurate grey, because before this one, this was the most accurate K9, but you can see, in terms of size, it's not far off actually. They're pretty nearly identical to each other, but this one is vastly superior. The control panel at the top is painted black, and also you've got the handle at the front and handle at the back. Now this isn't technically accurate. I don't believe he shouldn't have a handle on these handles. No, he should have one of them, I believe, but I can't remember which one. But that's just the sculpt of it. I'm not overly fussed on that. The header's going really good with even the nose gun present, and the sculpting of the little sensor arm that comes out. The tail is just completely black, and the fender, or the rubber part, is completely black. Just comparing him, this is the one that came with the Fourth Doctor in the season 18 set. Now, just his collar is also different with the correct pattern as well. So just take a look. You can see how shiny and how silver the new series Skull K9 is. Though I do have two new series K9, and the Fourth Doctor one is identical. Apart from one thing, I don't know if it's just my one, but the season 18 Fourth Doctor one came with the tail sideways like that, whereas the new series one came with it flat, and so does this one. I don't know if it's just my one or what, but you can just tell the amount of differences. And and it does still have it doesn't actually have the feature where you can pop it off. You can't actually pop off the panel on this one, and I don't have the foggiest idea on why not. You literally this is not a button here. It does look like, it's still got the outline, but you can't pop it off for some reason. I have no idea why. And K9's gone. But with the previous releases, you could pop off the panel like that and see all the workings inside. And actually, on the radio controlled K9, the 12-inch scale one that was released at Toys R Us a few years ago, that one did have the removable panel. So I don't know why they've removed this feature and either glued it down or something to keep it on. I really don't know why, because although you never really saw it as you did in the new series with all the gizmos and that, you could see the Fourth Doctor sometimes pulling off the panel to repair K9, so I don't know why they've removed that feature. I don't know if it is a cost-cutting thing. I'm not quite sure why, because it was actually part of the sculpt, I believe. But yeah, it's a shame that you can't actually pop off the panel on this one. Also, I've just noticed the neck on this one is sort of like copper colour, and this one is black. It is a shame, but if you scanned him next to the Fourth Doctor, he does look pretty good. and I think he is scale. He reaches just about the Fourth Doctor's knee on the figure. But overall, it's really nice to finally have a classic K9. It also has a pull back and go, which, you know, it's pretty nice. And finally, we have Leela. Now, the Leela figure is the same one from the Invasion of Time set with Songtar. So if you've got that set, then this is, you know, is absolutely identical to that one. And also, this figure was also released with Fenderline in the Image of the Fendal set. However, it had a different head sculpt or different hair sculpt. But yeah, taking a look at this, it is just a repainted Leela from the original. You can see she's wearing her sort of cream coloured skins. You can see actually the sort of stretch marks in the skins around there. Unfortunately, this has the problem that my Joe Grant figure had last year, where it hasn't been properly glued at the back and there's a massive ugly seam. However, other than that, the sculpt's really nice. You've got the little pockets on the back and also the knife holster on the front where you can actually put the knife into. Even along the side, we've got all the stitching on where the skins are being stitched together. And she's got her armbands with the, I believe that's the stitching going across. And I don't know if that's correct. And I think that's the little thorn barrow going across there as well. And on the other side, we've got the other armband with the stitching as well. And we've also got lines going down on all sides now. And these actually do... They're not just painted on, they do actually have slight grooves in them. There's a slight groove to them, so they're not just painted on, it's actually part of the sculpting with there. Though, to be honest, this is a very plain looking Leela compared to the original release, which was a Comic-Con. And if we take a look at the head, the camera just focuses in, you can see we've got her neckband just here with actually little sculpted detail, and the face is really good. It really does look like Louise Jameson. And if we take a look at the hair, it isn't all one colour. It sort of starts off lighter with her roots at the top and then gradually gets darker as it goes out, and it's been given a nice wash to it to really bring out the detail of the hair. And in terms of other detail, we've got her boots, which are really nicely done. You've got even the little lace on the back there. But basically, these have been painted brown with a lighter brown wash put over the top, which again really brings out the detail, all the creases and that, and the leather of the boots makes them look really nice. Unfortunately, quality control has nabbed my one a little bit here on the arm, but particularly at the shoulder section here, there's a little dab of what I assume is paint off the hair. And also, I haven't actually moved this ball joint out yet, and it's already got a scrape on. I haven't actually moved the joints yet, but in terms of articulation, she can't really move her head because of the hair restricting it. Her arms are on a ball joint, so they can go out to the side, and they can't particularly do a 360 due to it being hindered by the hair and parts of her clothes. They can swivel through 360 degrees, and actually slightly more than 90 degrees at the arm. They can actually go up slightly on this one. The wrists also do a 360 as well. Her arms are very thin, and so are her hands, so just be careful with that. The waist can't do a 360 because it's hindered by the little pockets and that at the back, but it can swivel a bit. The legs are very restricted by the skirts, so they can't really go out much. There's a 90-degree bend at the knee, and there is a joint at the boot to make it do a 360 as well. Pretty good articulation, and in terms of scaling for this figure, it looks really good against the 4th Doctor figure in this range, and also the K9 figure as well. So overall, this is a really, this is a really good set, and I do highly recommend it. If you haven't got say a Leela figure or this version of the 4th Doctor, basically if you don't have Forbidden Planet exclusives of these figures, then I do highly recommend these figures. The joints on these ones are a lot better than they were on the original release. Not the original release, the other B&M sets in the wave. I don't know what it is about this one. I don't know if I just got a really lucky one where all the joints were good, or if the Monsters set just had really loose joints. But anyway, that's it for this review, and if you'd like me to review the 9th Doctor set, please put it in the comments below, and I'll also put a link to the Monsters set and first look of these figures in the description below. But anyway, that's it for this review, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.